Emotional regulation is one of those foundational things that are needed to be any form of successful, especially successful in a spiritual sense. The reason for this being because what emotional regulation is the ability to control what is taking place internally, and as a result, being able to control what is taking place externally. And for this reason, if we're not able to control ourselves, there's no way we're going to be able to harness the energies that we really want to in order to control the things that we attract from the external. So, this is why I think that emotional regulation is a really crucial component for success, especially with my spiritual beings. Um, so, why haven't we attained it, and what exactly is emotional regulation? Well, I think one of the biggest reasons a lot of my millennial humans haven't attained it is because it's not necessarily a skill that was considered important or that was passed along from the elder generations, those being our parents and grandparents. As a result, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in my youth, I spent a decade depressed and anxious. And in my adulthood, as I was attempting to change my life internally and externally, I had to figure out how to go about doing so. One of the very first ways that I found that I had to tackle was through emotional regulation, because if I wasn't able to shift my internal, I wouldn't be able to change the external. And often people suggest approaching emotional regulation by getting further out of like the mental and further into the physical or the external. Some popular ways that I'll often hear this being executed is through therapeutic based techniques such as going for a walk or dancing or looking around the room to find like varying numbers of objects in varying colors. Like look for 5 things that are red, 3 things that are blue, 4 things that are green. You get the gist. But what I tend to lean back into more often than not is 2 things. One of those being putting my hand on my heart and just tuning further into what it is that I'm feeling, where that's coming from, and like what exactly that is creating within my body. But I think more helpful than that, honestly, is going into practices of breath work, specifically breathing through the nose and then elongating the breathe out through the mouth. So doubling the exhale for as long as intentionally possible. Because what this does is it shifts the kind of autonomic nervous system state of stress, and it tells that system to calm down, slow down, and relax. All of it is to say, I found that one of my foundational things at the very start of my spiritual journey was how to learn emotionally regulatory techniques and being able to employ them kind of on the fly. And once I was able to harness this skill, I was able to practice and catapult my practice into bigger and larger stages. So I'm curious, do you have any additional emotional regulation practices you can share? Or have you practiced any of the things that I've mentioned before? And how has it gone for you? Because I found it to be so helpful for me, especially at the start of my journey.